then he lit her in the lips of skin. Then she turned the essence of the ownership. I'ma tell you one time.
What's happening, everybody? My name is Jerome Thornton, and welcome to Virtual Hustle Radio. You know what? I have two really cool co-hosts with me. You guys can introduce yourself.
I am Quita, now known as Calypso. We'll talk about that another time.
Calypso.
With a Q.
Okay.
Calypso. That's interesting. Yo, this is Tajadine. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing out there, radio world?
What's happening, everybody? I mean, you know what? We're here again on week 5, Virtual Hustle. We've been going strong. Thanks for everybody that's tuning in. I want to let you all know that Virtual Hustle is more than an actual radio show. Actually, it challenges you.
Oh, yeah.
It challenges you to think. It makes you want to dance, start a business, and raise a family all at the same time.
That's a lot.
Right. But, you know, at the same time, you know, we keep it real. And we want to talk about issues that I feel or that we feel at times are being brushed over. So in regards to that, you guys want to give a shout out to anybody just before we start?
Yeah, I would actually like to give a shout out to my homeboy Big Vino. You know what I'm saying? He passed away, you know what I'm saying? It's the second homie we done lost, you know what I'm saying, to his immediate family, you know what I'm saying? I had to work this weekend, so I really couldn't make the funeral. So, you know what I'm saying, I just want to, you know what I'm saying, give a big RIP out to my man Big Vino.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I just want to shout out to Aurora, A-Town, all my people that are taking the time out to support me. I do have some people that love me enough to look out and just really, you know, show some support and follow the show.
Aurora, huh? I'm finna start sex tripping. E-Town in the house.
Wow. But you know what though? I wanna give a few shout outs. You know, first of all, RIP Tanjanika Mays, you know, class of 97, we still in this thing. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard, you know, who's still driving the 97 Tahoe, you know, that's making millions of dollars. Also, all the single mothers and fathers wait for their family. We got 2 more. We're going to go ahead and go with the business owners that's out there. It's actually grinding it out every single day and making their money. One more time for the high schoolers and the college people. Because back in the day, you used to say college kids, but now, you know, it's people in their 40s and stuff. So shout out to all the people that's still in school, you know, grinding it out so they can compete in this actual global economy.
Sure.
One of the first things that we're going to be discussing today is smear campaigns.
Goodness.
One of the first things that we're going to be discussing today is smear campaigns. And smear campaigns is basically, it's an actual tactic that's used on every political level. That's like local, state, and national. And basically, a smear campaign is more common to the American people and to the American history, just like, I would say, hot dogs and apple pie. You know, like that's just really what it is. And you would be surprised on how many people actually use it. So what's the next topic we got coming up?
Well, definitely we'll be talking about some of these dangerous trends that are going on across the country. Teens and young adults are just really just running rampant with some of these things that they think are cool and fun, but are really dangerous. So we'll be talking about that too.
Wow. Okay.
Seem like the hood ain't the hood no more, is it? You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like, at least. You know, we as African Americans should we partake in gentrification? You know what I'm saying? The whole process of how it goes down, you know what I'm saying, and revamping the rundown neighborhood, or is that just, you know what I'm saying? Is this the hood psyche? You know what I'm saying? Are we with gentrification or are we not?
Right. I mean, we will get mad, but you know what? It really hurts my heart to do this. Girl, stop. Amber Rose, stop. You know, I just really wanted to say that, but you know, we're going to be discussing.
Tag, can you tell Jerome don't ever do that again?
We're going to be discussing.
Not public.
No. We're going to be discussing Amber Rose and her actually coming. She came at 2 well-known celebrities.
Right.
All right. She came at Pink first, and then she came at Beyonce. And her thing is she's coming with, you know, a lot of people don't look at Amber Rose as like she's a very, very smart person. And the reason why they look at her, don't look at her with intelligence is because she's always doing what?
Maybe because she's not. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Oh, goodness.
Amber Rose is always flaunting her body. Okay, I mean, to me, a beautiful woman is an actual specimen. But she came at Beyonce in Pink in regards to how they actually dress on stage, and says is there's no difference between what she and Kim K does and what they do. And right now, see, we ain't got even in the top.
Right.
You already got up on the collar.
Right.
But
I got a lot to say.
Right now, Amber Rose and a lot of other people are leading a movement. It's called slut shaming.
Oh, goodness.
Does anyone know what slut shaming is?
Well, I got an idea, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you explain that though.
Well, it could go, like Meek Mill say, there really is levels to this.
Oh, goodness.
And it's levels.
Right.
Okay. Basically, for the first thing is, this is how a woman is perceived.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? True. And how she acts and her sexuality. How open is she? Okay. Now, it's also in regards to how men perceive her.
Okay.
Do they the term come up with the quote slut in regards to the way that she acts, in regards to her actual sexual interactions? Also, slut shaming has something to do with rape.
That's interesting.
You know what?
I can't wait to dive into that.
There was a saying, and it was on a movie, but at the end, I think it was called Liar or something like that. But this dude had made up a lie made up a rumor about somebody getting raped, but he only did it to cover up because he had raped somebody. And at the end of all the lies, everything came back on him. And he said, I did. And that bitch deserved it.
Okay.
Slut shaming and its connection with rape is when women dress, very, very provocative, and men take it as they
are inviting.
Are actually giving them consent, and then they go and rape the woman.
So they say, but
now, see, I have such a problem with that.
Okay.
I do too, as a man.
I'm giving you guys what the things consist of.
Oh, goodness.
Right? Okay. So you know what? But hold on now. That ain't it. Okay. We got something else. But first, as predicted last week, if anybody watched the show, we did discuss how the African American community, or how the elitist in the African American community, was actually pretty much putting a lot of pressure on the president.
Right.
And the reason why is because our Justice Scalia, he had passed away, unfortunately, and there was a Supreme.
Not too long ago, right?
Yes.
In February.
There was a Supreme Court nominee that was coming up, a Supreme Court position that was coming up.
Right.
And basically, everybody was almost thinking that it was going to be an African American woman.
Now, how did they arrive at that?
Well, number one thing is
what's their justification for that?
Number one thing is that President Barack Obama is black, or part black.
Okay.
Right.
Is this the barbershop? But yeah, we keeping it all the way real. He's part black. You know, he's mixed. And also,
they did the same thing with Halle Berry. Dang.
There has never been, and I want to point this out as a correction from last week. We had stated that there was an African American woman on the Supreme Court, and there is not.
Right.
Clarence Thomas. So, for anybody that listened and it kind of like turned them off, we do our research thoroughly here. Clarence Thomas is the only African American that's on the Supreme Court at this point in time.
Right.
So, in regards to that, being that there's never been an African American woman, there was a lot of pressure that was put on the president when he actually chose a white male conservative.
Right. I think that was the big thing, is that this individual that he picked was a conservative, you know what I'm saying, versus.
But I mean, do we not think that he is smart enough to choose someone based on how he felt their qualifications lined up?
Well, as the president, I personally think that people in general think that he was smart enough to do this type of situation. But then you got it's right now, it's an election year.
Right.
So during the election year, right, so everybody's taking jabs, and of course they're going to take jabs at, to President Obama at this moment in time, because he's on his way out. So right now we can just like they're really playing it like his opinion don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a nominee. It's not like President Obama's like, hey, this is the guy. This is just the guy that he endorsed.
Right, and the Senate has to do their part, right?
Of course. So
go ahead. I mean, I just want to know why it is that people just automatically expected, as if just so happened in 2016 of all the years of the Supreme Court, is now the time that all of a sudden there's the two black people that were up for nomination were the perfect candidates for it.
Okay. Well, I mean that's a fair question. Here's what my thing is. Last week, if anybody watched the show last week, we talked about how unwise it is to use race in every situation. And
Right.
also how that it could actually basically take steam off of a real live movement. Okay. I want to make a correction also. It is very important for an African American to be on the Supreme Court. I don't want to turn any African Americans out there off.
Sure.
It's very important for an African American woman to be on the Supreme Court.
But what I was saying is with the reaction of with the reaction of other people. I mean, I seen Roland Martin all last week, and I mean these people were upset. I mean, you can look up the New York Times, you can look up what is it? The Wall Street Journal. You can look up
Right.
the LA Times. These people are really, really upset. All women groups are coming up to him and saying, hey, you know what, we were snubbed.
But what's their stance though, other than the fact that he should be a black woman?
Well, what their end was if there were qualified people out there that could have actually fit this mold, that could have actually fit the position, and they could have done a great job. Because mind you, just like there hasn't been and I'm gonna play fair, just like there hasn't been an actual African American woman, President Obama did actually nominate the first Latino woman.
Right.
Yes, he did. Indeed, he did.
Sotomayor.
Right.
Mhm.
So in regards to that, it's not as though that these people don't have a point, but at the same time, here's what we have to understand right now. And this is like the gangster side of Barack Obama. President Barack Obama.
He has one of those?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people may not know that, but this is the gangster side. And here's the reason why. If anybody, unless you're like me, who don't have cable, I don't have cable for everybody that's out there.
I don't either.
Right. I watch YouTube and do different things like that.
Mhm.
I do. And I watch it thoroughly.
Right. So unless you have been up under a rock, we understand that it takes a lot of time for President Barack Obama to get things done because of the Republicans.
Sure.
They won't actually let him have his way.
Well, that's just, what I'm saying, the Senate in itself. And that's with any president.
Right.
Especially.
Well, I mean, is it especially because, what I'm saying, we're looking at the fact that this is Barack Obama we're talking about?
Yes.
Or just for the fact that he's in office right now?
Right.
Yes.
Because he's in office right now. And, what I'm saying, regardless on whoever's in office right now, it's who we be looking at. We just happen to have a black man in office right now.
Well, check this out. Go right here.
I'm not saying that these ladies aren't and these groups aren't valid in their thinking, but but I want to know what their agenda was. Like, what are they saying that makes the woman that was available so prepared for this?
It was about 3 candidates.
Nomination.
It was about 3 candidates. And but here's what the thing is. And we're going to get into who these people are. We're going to spend some time on this. This first thing it says, you said it has to make it through the Senate.
Right.
Okay. So when President Barack Obama was trying to get things done, the Republicans fought him tooth and nail for the affordable health care plan, for all of these type of different things, to actually raise the debt ceiling. They fought him tooth and nail on this.
But doesn't that happen to any president when
No.
he's
Nah, not really. I mean, people wasn't fighting tooth and nail for Bush not to send our troops over there. Our troops to Iraq. They just wasn't. I mean, it was no, we don't want to do it. And
I'm
he
just
was like,
being
well, we
devil's
got to.
advocate right now because because I definitely get where you're going, but I am so afraid to just always make it be about race.
But it's not. And here comes the angel. If you're being devil's advocate, here comes the angel right now. this was a political move. It was brilliant. It was orchestrated perfectly. Because guess what? There's about 26 Republican seats that are up for grabs. 26 seats that are up for grabs.
Okay.
18 of these are Republican.
Okay.
So the scenario is from the conservative Republicans who have been saying, well, you know what? We want a new America. And at this point in time, our view of a new America is very different from the liberals or the Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
So as a result of that, if Barack Obama would have, or President Barack Obama would have put or nominated an African-American woman, she wouldn't have made it through because they would have held it back.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Now,
saying.
here's what the beauty of it is, though. Now, check it out. The Republicans are in a position because if they go with the nomination, then guess what? They back the Democrat, which is the president who they've been going tooth and nail against.
Right.
They can't do anything.
Right.
So
I understand.
now everything, all the pressure is on them. Because guess what? This dude who they have is majorly conservative.
Oh, yeah. Like, really?
So what the Republicans don't want is for women who are liberal and Democrat to go against the Republicans now.
Right.
It's coming into a new year. The only thing the president is trying to do is to relieve them just basically by saying something, and then all their power is gone.
Right.
You get where I'm coming from now?
Sure. I understand. I get that.
So but check this out. So if there is, I'm not exactly sure what would happen if there is an actual stalemate. Or if they just say, you know what, we don't want this guy in.
Right, because that can very well happen.
Right.
So
You know what I'm
now
saying? they can go ahead and they could put him up there, and they could, you know, so like I said, he was just a nominee.
Is it going to be the lesser of the two evils?
I mean, to me, when you look at it, it is brilliant. It is brilliant. Before we actually move forward and go to commercial, do you all have anything that that you want to say in regards to this, or in regards to what's going on?
I just think that my president is smart enough to be able to make some pretty savvy moves.
Okay.
We may not understand them, but in the end, it always comes out.
As an African American woman, if you had actually, went to Yale, you
Right.
completed law school, you were actually able to go back to your hometown of Washington, D.C. You were actually able to work your way up from an actual a clerk in the city court. And now, basically, you're the head attorney of the District of Columbia.
Okay.
And you've been working there. This is just an example for everybody that's out there listening. And you've been heading this district for about 10 years. And throughout the times when you've seen different people, get chosen over you, do you think that would make you a little bit under the collar because that, you've been in the trenches and you've, as they say, in Chicago or down south or whatever, got it out the mud. You did this with your own two hands. You know where your credibility is at. As an African-American woman, how do you think that would make you feel?
Well, absolutely. She would feel very slighted. I definitely understand that.
Okay.
And I mean, and it could very well be that she is better qualified. My point is, I just feel like my president has done enough of his homework and he's in the mix enough to know how it possibly could wash out. He's got enough advisors as to how this could possibly come out in the wash.
Hey, and for everybody that's out there, that's tuning into the show, this is how we get down on Virtual Hustle at IntellectualRadio.com. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not like your regular, talk show. We gonna keep it all the way real.
Oh, yeah.
Tajadine, what you think? Now, let me paint this picture for you. And we're gonna go to commercial in one moment. Say, for instance, on the other hand, you had went to Howard.
Okay.
All the all the African American colleges out there, black colleges.
HBCU, FAMU, Rattlers.
Absolutely.
Okay, go
She can rep that to the day she
to
passed
the
over.
day I die. Rattler pride.
Let's
Come
get
on.
back to the.
Okay.
Let me have
I'm
my
a Howard.
3
I'm a
seconds.
Howard.
Let me have my 3 seconds. Because you done used Howard and I'm hot. Didn't I tell you I changed the rules? Can you change that? What school he go to?
FAMU.
Thank
He went
you.
to FAMU, everybody. Okay. So,
I like Florida. I like
okay.
Florida.
So you went to FAMU. You got your BA. You
Okay.
got your BA in law.
Okay.
All right. You then decided that you wanted to work with at-risk youth while you were getting your master's degree
Okay.
at Florida State.
All right.
From there, You actually transition. You actually built up an actual great program. You have funneled funds all the way from the city to the actual state.
All
so
right.
this program can keep going, and you've been doing this for 5 years.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you thinking that this is not enough. So you go and basically enroll to one of the most prestigious colleges in the world, and that's University of Miami, and you get your PhD in law.
All right.
All right, at this point in time, you go ahead and you decide that you want to go ahead and move forward, and you want to be district attorney for the state of Florida.
Okay.
Okay, and during that time, you've seen several different things, such as the Casey Anthony, and everybody out there. This is just an example case.
Oh.
Anyway, I had to throw that monkey wrench in there.
And that's a whole show by itself. Like,
Please.
real talk.
Example,
But, okay.
though. Example.
Okay, I've seen
You
things
had-
like Casey Anthony.
But you
cases.
had to go by the law.
Right, because it's not what you know is what you can prove.
9/10 of the law is possession. Okay,
And-
so you had to go by the law.
Okay.
So basically, your career at this point in time is spotless. I was just a president. You done raised money. You done gathered people. You done been in the hood. You done been a little Haiti down there in Florida and gathered people to vote. And you educated ex-cons and you told them, you know what, hey, you guys come vote. We need to get President Barack Obama elected. How do you feel if he skipped over?
You know, I would feel bothered only for the simple fact that I would feel that I was the most qualified person for that particular position. You know what I'm saying? Like if I sat over here and all the things that you explained, if I knew that this is what I was doing and I knew I was up for the position, first of all, I'm going to try to do everything that I can to put my foot forward to even get this position. And if I'm passed over, yeah, I'm bothered by that. Now, if I'm passed over for a person who is even equally as qualified as me,
Right.
it wouldn't bother me so much as being passed over because we need to get this African American woman into, into this power. You hear what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fair. I just wanted to make those two examples because
Sure.
I just wanted to make it completely clear that we're not up in here just, blaming, black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that would be dumb because we're African American,
Mhm.
Right.
And we love our people just like anybody else. Like I said, we keep it all the way real here. So we have to look at it from all angles. Again, this is Jerome Thornton.
Calypso.
And this is Saturday. Right. Hey.
Did you deep breathe at me?
Let's go to
because he doesn't know. That's 'cause
Hey,
he
you know what?
doesn't know.
You know what, y'all? We gotta go some
when
bills.
you're doing your research.
We gotta pay some bills. Hey, I wanna let everybody know, you know what? Don't be in the car with your homeboy while you bumming a ride. And he look at you and be like, man, you know what, you mad again? Yeah, they double book your appointment. Now you got a date tonight, and you over here looking like Wolfman. Don't do that. You know what you should do? Man, go to Geneva's.
Where Geneva is at?
Man, before we even talk about that, well, basically it's on Martin Luther King Drive in Portland, Oregon, but you can never be double booked because they open 7 days a week. Don't let these people do
Shout
that
out
to you.
Geneva's.
Even on Monday?
Even on Mondays. And y'all up there, you can book an appointment. I mean, what's going on with you? You gonna continue to be out here looking like Wolfman and get double booked?
I'm not gonna have it. I don't want to date with Wolf.
And on top of that,
I don't want to be Wolfman on the day.
Geneva's has 100 years of experience with all the barbers that they have, which makes them one of the largest barbershops in the state of Oregon. What are you doing? Wow. Okay.
That's history.
You know what? It's not only history, it's a lesson. Don't overbook. Choose Geneva's
Right.
Touch of Style Barber Salon at 5404 Martin Luther King Drive. You know what I'm saying? Give them a call or visit Geneva's or www.genevas.net. So we're going to go ahead and
What's the number?
what's the number? Give me one moment here.
There we go. See? Here we go. You over here plugging it. Now I'm over here like, man, my homeboy was double booked, man. Where can I go?
Right.
And they're like,
I'm not
the
double
number.
booked, and neither is Geneva's. 503-285-1155. Geneva's Touch of Style and Barber Salon. Call them today. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pay this other bill.
I can't.
Linda's Country covered relishes are voted #1 in the Chicagoland area. Our recipes are over 100 years old. They're gluten-free, non-GMO, and made from all-natural, fresh ingredients from farms here in the Midwest. Order online at lindacovered.com and also check out which Chicagoland grocers their products are sold in and pick up some today. Linda's. It just tastes great.
Three, I didn't recognize the number. Who could it be? Some girl on the line, cousin and me, screaming that I fuck a man, some nigga named D. So I said, don't you think you need to talk to him? Cause I tell you in the raw how some them to them, how he sucked and he licked my inner lips of skin. Then she smelled the essence of me on this shit. I'ma tell you one time only, don't call again. Or we could take it to the streets like real women. But these games I had no time, went from trying to get mine. Don't knock the hustle just because you was blind. He wouldn't be grieving if your loving was a dime. Got him calling home line, trying to keep the sunshine. I make it so girl with a tingle in his spine, moaning out my name as he hit it from behind. Mistress, giver of pleasures untold, I do what you want. Sorry to be so bold. It ain't my fault. Your love turned cold. Don't hate on me. Sit back and take note. She insisted that I speak the truth, and how she was a grown woman of 32. I know what it is, so I had no clue. But I don't see it that way, cause I get dope from both of you. I'd rather be a mistress than mistress like you. Niggas come a dime a dozen, good ones far and few. Stop playing girl, cause you ain't brand new. See the problems out with him and not with me. Or maybe it's you don't provide what he needs. Quit with the violin, cause you get no sympathy. But on the real sister, get your head out the trees. If you're tired of the shit, then let the nigga be. Now I ain't your homie and I ain't your friend, so don't get buddy, let's not pretend. It's nice talking to you, girlfriend, I'm in the wind. Finna meet your man D for some more onions. Mistress, giver of pleasures untold, I do what you want. Sorry to be so bold. It ain't my fault. Your love turned cold. Don't hate on me. Sit back and take note.
What's happening, everybody, man? Thanks again for tuning in to the Virtual Hustle Radio Show.
Yes, thank you.
Right. Hey, now, before we actually move forward, we want to let everybody know who this actual nominee is that President Barack Obama has chosen to be the actual Supreme Court nominee. And then we're going to move on. You guys can search this person, educate yourself. So that way you'll know exactly the reason why we're saying this, because this guy is, when you look at his resume.
Yeah, he's got an impressive resume.
Yes.
He really does. My only problem is that I think he's a bit old, but
right.
Other than that,
well, you know what? What's getting really old is.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, you know what? I'm from Louisiana, and basically, my mom always told me, what's old to somebody is very new to someone else.
Right.
And so. Me listening to like these, mixtapes or albums, and they calling it Screw, DJ Screw, is a Houston legend.
Right.
And what made famous was I think it was his album like 5 o'clock in the morning, but a lot of people don't know exactly what the Screw music is and what it consists of. But shout out to Houston, Texas. One of the main things that's done in the South is drink lean.
Please tell.
Yeah,
I don't know who doesn't know, but go ahead and tell them.
Yeah, what exactly is lean?
Well, lean is pretty much codeine. That's pretty much what lean is.
Promethazine and codeine.
Right. Now, down south, and this is, and this is how creative people are when they want to actually get intoxicated. They thought that if you could actually a lot of people use Sprite or Big Red, and they put the Jolly Ranchers in there, and then they combine it, and then they shake it, You got to shake. It's an actual mixture,
Right.
and you got to let it sit, and then they actually simp it. They call it drink. Paul Wall, talks about it all the time.
Right.
Most definitely, Lil Wayne talks about it all the time. 2 Chainz talks about it.
Right. Lil Wayne has even suffered a few seizures behind some drink.
Allegedly, but yes.
Allegedly.
Also, Rick Ross. Rick
Yes.
Ross is another person who allegedly had seizures due to the lean usage.
Right.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually combine 2 topics today.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about the actual drug culture in regards to teens, and we're gonna talk about these risky behaviors that teens are doing these days. Because I think it's a direct correlation almost.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Well, first of all, as a mother of a teenage boy, these things scare the mess out of me.
As a father of a teenage girl, I'm scared with you.
Absolutely, because they are so glorified in the hip hop world. They're all over social media, local artists, big time artists. All you see is this double cup, and they have the bottle in a picture, they have the crush in the picture, and a double cup, styrofoam cup, whatever. Like, they make it so glorified that these kids are like, what is that? It has to be cool. They're doing it, Lil Wayne is doing it. Some named local artist very much so is big on it. But they make it look so cool.
Are you referring to Chief Keef? Yeah, I said it.
Okay. I'm just saying. But they make it so likable. They make it so enticing. And our kids they're in such a critical space in their minds where they aren't quite developed yet in terms of their critical thinking skills and being able to see some of these things and the long-term effects. All they see is the right now.
Definitely.
Well, when it comes down to that, I mean, not to defend them, because I mean, these kids nowadays just don't, like, they just have no regard, if you personally ask me. But I mean, in their defense, like, I mean, real talk, my daddy smoked reefer around, he smoked reefer around us growing up.
Sure.
My entire life. I mean, that's the neighborhood did. I mean, like, I got, I can run down the list, of all my friends who my dad was chilling with back in the day.
Right.
But said that to say this, in my generation, these same kids that I'm playing with every day, we riding our bikes and things. We didn't start experimenting with it until 92 when the Chronic dropped, because Snoop and Dre and those guys made it fashionable to be blowing Chronic.
But I think here what we're saying is this. Okay, last week I'm chilling on Facebook, as I usually am, trying to get a like or 2 on Twitter. Everybody follow me at Rome Empire 77 if y'all didn't know. But yeah, you got to get that in. Follow Littlest Country Cupboard at LLC or Cover. Let's go ahead and put that out there.
Cover, please.
Yes, country grammar. But anyway, I'm chilling, and all of a sudden I get an inbox. We have to talk about this. Hold up. If I was like seeing it, we have to talk about this. What's going on? A guy just died. He died, and he was drinking Mountain Dew and some type of brake fluid. What's going on out here?
Yeah, Mountain Dew and racing fuel. And they call it, what they call it? Dew Shine.
Wow. That don't even sound attractive.
First of all, okay, see, I'm going to go there. My son and those that look like him don't really know how to get to no racing fuel.
Let's call it what it is.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
We can call it what it is. Like racing fuel, it ain't like we just, oh yeah, can I get a gallon of racing fuel on
the good thing about this is that, I have the drug report here. I have the drug report.
So you're telling us you the feds on me? No, I'm just playing. I'm playing.
What? Come on, man. Anyway, I have the drug report here in regards to teens.
Okay.
All right. We're going to talk about that, but I think one of the main things that hit me is that, with these dangerous behaviors, it's becoming a phenom because of social media. Social media is driving this. So, when I thought about that, I was like, I was more just like, Dad, like, well, you know what? We smoked weed back in the day, but guess what? Weed is not gonna kill you. These things can actually take your life. Like Serve, R.I.P. Pimp C, R.I.P. DJ Screw,
Right.
R.I.P. Big Mo, Bar Baby.
Right.
These people actually died because of their consumption of Serve. Either they go to sleep at the wheel and wreck.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Or it just breaks them down. And lean or codeine, one of the main reasons why is because basically it's culture. It's the culture that does it. But also it's an opiate.
Okay. So, really?
Yes, meaning that if you actually consume an opiate, that your body will be physically depending upon that.
Wow. So it's you getting strung out on lean.
It is very addictive.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And super dangerous.
Right. Now, I don't know about y'all. Did y'all see this guy? It was some, you know what, dude, if you out here listening, man, you know what, I don't know you personally, but just how you presented yourself, you in the lame category. You know what? You pour some gas and some alcohol on you, fam.
Wow.
and you set yourself on fire thinking you look cool. Really,
Yeah.
Another trend that hit social media, and these kids are out here thinking it's the cool thing to do. Who said to light yourself on fire in a bathtub and see how that do?
I mean, for real? I mean, like, really? You just really
you hadn't seen that?
I mean, have you not tried to like grab a hamburger out the frying pan with your bare hands and like, dang,
or
and
just
drop
hot
it?
bacon?
Right.
And guess what?
Shout out
There
to
was
the
also a
pork-eating
kid
bacon.
that died. There was also a kid, a whole person died from this.
Yes.
From this thing just pouring stuff all over. But he was in a bathtub though.
Also, what? He thought that he couldn't cut the shower on?
I mean, I'm just saying, hold on. Before we move forward though, shout out to all the kids out there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some really, really cool, smart, I mean, really, really, you know what I'm saying, intellectual kids, man. And these kids out here, you know what I'm saying, they really, really got style.
Some of these kids got sense, real talk.
Man, I would say 95% of them do. You know what I'm saying? They just living in a different time. Us as adults, it's our job to say when we see uncool stuff like this, is to communicate them and be like, you know what, hey, look, we're not trying to get in your way, but this is dangerous. Don't do that. You know what, now, if you want to, go out and turn up, go ahead and do that.
Right.
This is dangerous.
Pause.
Yeah, very much
Shout out to my mini-me, my little cousin Ray Nicole. She is chiming in, listening in. She just commented, let us know she was listening to us. So we love you, Ray Ray.
Hey, Ray Ray, how you doing?
Hey, Ray Ray.
Calypso over here,
Don't
it's really acting up right now. But anyway,
Miss Quita.
Now Miss Quita, she also had researched some other things in regards to just dangerous things that teens are doing at this point in time. That's like really, really pushing the envelope.
Right. So how many of you guys heard of the cinnamon challenge?
I have heard of the cinnamon challenge, and it's actually impossible to do.
Did you try it?
No.
Hold up, Calypso. Don't tell me you tried it.
Are you
I was just
I was on the radio.
You know what?
No. So this cinnamon challenge is where you are supposed to take a spoonful of cinnamon and just swallow it all in 60 seconds or less without taking a drink of water. It is impossible to do. I mean, first of all, it could cause some really, really crazy throat irritations at minimum. But then what about the choking and the collapsed lungs that could potentially happen as a result of the fact that now your airway is obstructed and you're not getting oxygen? Stroke.
It's mighty funny that you say that, because that's one of the main things that lean. It actually shuts down your heart.
Yeah,
and your
because it
internal
slows
system.
everything down.
And then before you know it, boom. That's why when they went in and checked on DJ Screw, in the bathroom, he was laid out. The same thing with Pimp C.
Mm-hmm.
He was laid out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It shuts you down. What else going on? What else going on in regards to that?
So I'm going to tell you one that I was guilty of when I was younger. I did try this before.
Now we see what Calypso came from.
Right.
What's happening?
So have you guys heard of the choking game?
No.
Get out of there, Tag.
I was
Hold on, Ted. You
I
out
was
here
over
doing
here
crazy stuff like that too?
really? The choking game?
And that's one of the main reasons why I want to shout out to kids, because we ain't up here innocent, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We done did stuff too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk, real talk.
As God is my witness, you know what? I jumped off a whole bridge one time. Whole
Wow.
bridge. Hey. Didn't have a lick of faith that these people down there was gonna get me if I started driving. I'm talking about I done just jumped all the way.
Wow.
Man, once I hit that water, man, I panicked so hard.
Who came and saved you?
The people that said that they was. Thank God. But yeah, I did it. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
What's the choking game?
So basically, what we used to do is we used to bend over, our hands on our knees, and take 10 quick breaths.
Okay.
And then stand up, hold your breath, and somebody presses into your chest
Oh, yeah, okay.
until you pass out. Till you get so lightheaded that your body just collapses.
Okay.
Now, what's wrong with that picture? Why was I doing that? Why are these kids doing that? Why
we're not gonna judge you, nor we're gonna judge the kids. But what we do want to do is to let everybody know that whenever you want to listen to Virtual Hustle, the only thing you want to do is just to go to the Speaker app, and that's spelled SPREAK. Speaker app, and search or Spreaker. I spelled it right. Please forgive me. But you know what? You could go there and you could search Virtual Hustle, and you could also leave comments if you all if you all have a certain topic that you would like to have discussed. Just hit us up. Everybody that's out there listening, if you want to call in, give us a call at 708-223-8958.
8953.
8953. All right, y'all. I got on glasses for a reason. Okay, so let me ask you this. So if I'm a parent, how do I know that my son or daughter is participating in these things? Are there any type of tell signs to know?
Well, first of all, you have to be aware of what's going on in their social media. There are so many parents that are oblivious, because a lot of these kids are posting this, Snapchatting, Facebook, Instagram, all these things. They're doing this on those media sites for the cool points of it.
Yeah.
And if we as parents are more in tune to what's going on our kids' social media, then there's a lot more things we would catch. But so many parents are like, that's their thing, that's their social media. I don't even have the password to my child's cell phone. That.
Well, before I don't want to get the bash on nobody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's keep it real too, though.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like we're not trying to hurt nobody's feelings.
Like seriously, there's, what I'm saying? I got my daughter's, like, I don't have her passwords and things, but I am actively looking.
Right.
I do, like, Papa go on the page real quick.
Right.
What's this?
Mm-hmm.
Real fast. You'll get a phone call from me. What's up? Why do I see rolled up blunts on your demonstration?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, as far as like me really going through, I do think that there is a level of privacy I don't want to invade. But at the same time, your privacy will get revoked real quick.
Well, if you're putting it out there on social media, you're not looking for privacy.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right.
Okay, so Aaron Thornton, Lil Byron, you know what I'm saying? My main man Snooki. Hey, if y'all listen to this, cousin Jerome, is not gonna like invade on y'all, but y'all know y'all need to be straight with me. You know what I'm saying? These are my three guys. Aaron is a basketball star. Lil Snooki is the football star, and then we got one more that's the baseball star. So I mean, shout out to them. Now, let me ask you this. I want y'all to know something and here's the reason why I said that these kids are a lot smarter than us. But they also take risks.
They think they're smarter than us.
They are. To me, they are. And here's the reason why. Cigarette consumption within the United States has been through the roof for teenagers for years.
Absolutely. I was guilty of one of those. I was guilty of that.
What about drinking? Has been through the roof for teenagers for years. Mm-hmm. Guess what?
Again, I was guilty.
Teens are drinking less alcohol. Okay. Go ahead.
They drink less.
Finish that thought, because that leads me right into what I'm getting ready to say.
Teens are drinking less alcohol.
Okay.
They're smoking less cigarettes.
Okay.
The consumption of marijuana is about the same. But one thing that they are doing is they're popping pills.
Yeah, that was just something that we didn't.
But
like.
let's just rewind a little bit to this alcohol.
Okay, go ahead.
Because this is one that absolutely blew me away. I can get the little choking game or the faint game or whatever. I can, because I tried it. I get it, but I can get the whole planking. I can get all that stuff. But this one, and I think I can say this, but B-U-T-T, butt chugging.
Butt chugging.
Butt chugging and eyeballing. Butt chugging because the kids don't want to get caught with the alcohol on their breath. They chug it in their butt. Or they pour a shot in their in their eye socket.
Nah, I did have some crazy.
Because of the.
So that way it'll go straight to your brain.
Straight to your system.
I did have some crazy white boys that was like they would do drugs like that.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
I mean, I'm just saying though, like in me as a teen, like I mean, I don't know. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying, they used to call me, you know what I'm saying, like the window man. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally have been going out since I was about 13 years old. My mom them could not catch me, and my job was outsmart my mom and dad. So when I'm hearing that, that's really, really smart. But then again though, that's when what you say is you have to be involved in your child's what? Life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? If you're not involved in your child's life and the only thing that you checking for is alcohol, oh no, ain't no telling what these kids out here doing. Because
not even, I mean, I'm not even gonna say that because I mean I'm not gonna sit there and say that my parents was not involved in my life because they were, but they were more or less holding down their fort. So you know what I'm saying? We need to know what's going on inside of my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I'm doing things. I'm going out and I'm doing things, you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't be doing or whatever. But when I come home, you know what I'm saying?
This dude right here, man. Come on,
when
man.
I come home, you know what I'm saying? Moms or pops wondering, I smell something funny. Why is you stumbling? You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, man. Hey, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody out there excuses, man. We just gonna take 1 minute to laugh. Okay, we gonna laugh.
I'm just saying, like,
thanks to Mr. Earl Winfrey, the
right.
producer.
He over here, you know what I'm saying? He over here set tripping, right? Come on, man. We gonna get there.
How you get it in your butt?
I mean, say that. Calypso done said.
He over here like, wait. You had me at butt chugging. Right.
Right. We want to know from back there what.
Like,
I was
who even thought of this?
Away. Who would? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Who okayed this?
Said it. Come on, Tad. Go and finish to the point because we.
But I'm just saying, like, I mean, my parents are more or less like they were more or less concerned about what's going on inside their home. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know what I'm saying. I got 4 brothers and a sister, so it was a lot of us. Mm-hmm. So you know, they had, you know, when you got, you know what I'm saying, like you only have one son. Right. I have 4 children. Now I got to keep up with 4 different people. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little harder when, you know what I'm saying, when your count is bigger. So if there's things that you can keep like central, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I'm checking for alcohol. I'm checking for, you know what I'm saying, weed smell. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking for condoms in your room. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things.
Oh, don't get me started.
Hey.
I'm not ready. Okay, go.
You got a boy. Oh. What you need to be doing is be like, hey, look, you see these right here?
Hold on. So check this out. Here's what I'm saying. To me, like, okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
What's like a handlebar? You know what a handlebar is?
No.
Isn't it a drink?
It's right. But it's also if you actually take a pill and drink something else with it.
What?
I forgot the exact name.
Is it like taking a shot of Hennessy and popping like a Vicodin or something?
Something like that, yes.
Oh geez.
What I'm saying is guess what? What's one of the most popular pills that, you know what I'm saying, people pop right now?
Xanax.
It's a Xan, but they call it a Xan or a Percocet. They used to be on the Percocets, or you know what I'm saying, back in the day, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people was on those Oxys. You know what I'm saying? Low key, they still is, but I'm just saying though, you have to not only do you have to be in your kid's life, but you got to know what kids is doing, because if you just looking at your kid and you don't know what the latest trends are, then your kid could, just like me, myself personally, I don't have kids, but I thought, you know what, when you said, you know what, drinking it or pouring a shot in the eye, if up until today and I kick it on the regular, I would have never thought that's what you do to get drunk.
Right. I wouldn't even. Now, I remember being in high school, and there was this, white kid who used to walk around and he'd be drinking like NyQuil and like 44D. And like, I mean, he'd be in the locker room, like just drinking. And I used to be over here like, no, I don't even like to take medicine when I'm sick.
Right.
And you just, you know what I'm saying? I didn't understand that he was getting drunk off of it at that point in time. I didn't understand the alcohol content that was, and of course we're talking about the early 90s. So medicine was just different.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just something I guess we weren't that creative. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Or maybe my parents just raised me to like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? There's some things like let's say cocaine. I know for like there's never been I've never even had the urge to even
right.
Because my parents let me know out the door, crack is whack. I mean, no.
Well, I mean, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and move on in regards to what's going on. Calypso, do you have anything else that you would like to add to this scenario, or
nothing other than the fact that I just really, really have to be, after researching this, I just have to be way more aware of what's going on, not only with my son, but the people that he's hanging out with, as his friends change, how his attitude changes, because those things are telltale signs.
Okay. What about you, Tab?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Calypso. Miss Queen. I'm keeping it real, Miss Queen. I agree with her. I mean, just for the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying, like as time goes by, you know what I'm saying, as you know what I'm saying, people grow and everybody ain't good for everybody. I mean, this may be your ace boon coon, but he might be the reason why you doing certain type of things.
You're absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying? And to add on to that, just sit down and have a conversation with your shorty sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised what a shorty will tell you. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised what your kids. You gotta
have a relationship with your kids.
Oh,
I mean, even if you don't have a relationship, you'd be surprised with somebody.
They won't.
You know what I'm saying? A child will tell you something that they doing just because you don't have a relationship with them. Okay. Like, yeah, so what? I am smoking weed, and what?
Well, check this out. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna go ahead and transition. But I want to let you all know something, that is a new drug out right now that's called Flacco.
Yeah, Flacco. Yeah, I heard about that.
I haven't heard of it.
It's in Florida.
It's so bad. Trick Daddy said if he found out one of his guys is even selling it, he calling the police.
Wow.
Right. And that's really bad. Because, Trick Daddy is, from one of the grimiest parts of Miami. You know what I mean? So if he's saying it's bad,
street law.
He's
shout
bad.
out to Trick Daddy.
Right, shout out to Trick Daddy.
Miami, A-La.
Okay, what's happening?
Granddad. I mean,
so,
Uncle Stepdad.
So there is another drug out. Well, it is actually not new, but it's resurfaced. And it's called black tire heroin.
That doesn't even sound like.
Okay, I want to let you all know. And if you're listening, mark my words. When we're talking about heroin use, it has the ideology, the idea of the people that's on it has changed to not as these people are actually breaking the law, but they're actually what? They have a disease. And the thought process behind this is that it has actually bleeded over into a whole nother community, and it is like spreading like wildfire. It's almost to make a just example. Heroin in the white community at this point in time in certain areas is almost like crack was back in the 80s in the African American community. Like it is
so sad.
But
right.
You know what?
Yes, definitely.
We just gonna leave that there. But for all the kids out there, if you see anything that has to do with black tie heroin, please, ain't nobody gonna be mad at you if you call somebody and be like, "Hey man, get me out of here." Because once you do that for the first time, that and crystal meth, that's the end of your life. That's like 20. That's like you doing 25 years in prison. But
Nobody
anyway,
tries heroin
in a matter of months
at one time.
Right. You don't try heroin. You do it and you're hooked.
Yes.
Right. So another thing, is just like being like 25 years in prison. If you're walking down the street and you see, let's just say, the woman of your dreams, all of a sudden, your sneakers is right, your shirt right, decent outfit. You got on some Margielas. You know, you chilling with the Gucci shades. You relaxing.
All right.
You approach him.
Okay.
Put out the best line.
Put your best game up.
What?
Lay it on out there.
What?
Lay it on out there.
You know what? When you just look at it and be like, you know what? I know everybody tell you beautiful. Thank God for Lil Wayne. But you know what? I think you're beyond it. Let's talk about
I hear that all the time.
let's talk about what the rest of our plans are for the night. And she look at you and say, you know what? I hadn't seen a crooked line like that since 1985. Who you think you is, Kumo D or somebody? You're gonna think about the last person that you let cut your hair, and you paid them top dollar when the only thing you could have did was what? Go to Geneva's, man. Go to Geneva's. You know what I'm saying? 5403 Martin Luther King Drive, Portland, Oregon. They gonna hold you down. They got some of the best barbers in town, no doubt about it. Don't you blow the chance to get your dream girl just because your line messed up. Hey, thank everybody for tuning in to Virtual Hustle on IntellectualRadio.com. We're about to head to commercial. We'll be right back. Holla.
I'm trying to figure out why we have this sitting here.
Same old chips and dip on game day? Well, regain the game day respect with your friends and serve the great taste of Linda's Country Cupboard Relish. Be it the Chow Chow, homemade tomato, or cranberry pear, your guests won't be disappointed. Linda's relishes are made from all natural ingredients, no GMOs, and they're gluten-free. Even your kids will love it. Visit them online at lindas-countrycupboard.com or stop in at one of the 70 fresh food Chicagoland grocers that carry her products. Linda's Country Cupboard Relish. It just tastes better.
Cocoa essence is a blessing as he outlines my skin, using his love muscle to tame the savage beast within. His cocoa essence is a blessing as he outlines my skin, using his love muscle to tame the savage beast within.
His stature, style, finesse,
confidence and sway.
he is the definition
Of all in one bag.
If he was my banger,
He'd be my 38 mag.
a perfect gentleman
With a grown man say.
in his britches. That's right, bitches. His pants.
This is for the grown and sexy. If you can't understand,
I'm talking 110% pure man.
secure in his arms, safe and loving, wooed by his charm.
Yes.
His cocoa essence is a blessing as he outlines my skin, using his love muscle to tame the savage beast within. His cocoa essence is a blessing as he outlines my skin, using his love muscle to tame the savage beast within.
He is the noun
To my verb,
the movement behind
the rhythm in these words,
the sidewalk,
to my curve,
the voice of the fallen,
soldiers heard and unheard,
carrying the weight
of the world on his shoulders,
praying that the world
don't turn no colder.
cocoa chocolata, smoke, black skin smolder.
Me with you, love, till we grow gray and older. Maybe not today, Maybe not tomorrow, but in the future, my love, in the future. His cocoa essence is a blessing as he outlines my skin, using his love muscle to tame the savage beast within. His cocoa essence is a blessing as he outlines my skin.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Again, this is Jerome Thornton. Man, thanks everybody for tuning in to Virtual Hustle. I want to give a very, very big shout out, you know what I'm saying, to like a person that I admire. She is one of the most intelligent people that I know. She's a great example of how to do things on her own. She's educated and she's beautiful. Miss Veronica Thornton out there in Portland, Oregon. What's happening?
Hey, Veronica.
And she could cook. But anyway,
she should be able to cook, but that's a whole nother subject. We'll get to that.
Right.
Later.
Don't do my cousin, fam. But anyway, it seems as though that the hood is not the same. It's not the same anymore. It seems as though that in certain places our spirits have been broken. Just us as Black people, it seems as though that no one has any type of spunk about themselves. And there's something that's called an actual tipping point. And basically what a tipping point is that when African Americans, when we actually, visit one community, the actual other people that was actually living there in that community, they actually move. Right. And when they move their resources out with them. And a great word that we're going to talk about today is how we in our community need to actually start to take a lot more pride and participate in what's something that's called gentrification. Mm-hmm. Does anybody know what gentrification is? I'm more than confident, but just for the listeners, if somebody
yes, I do know what gentrification means.
Okay.
Gentrification is when in layman's terms, what they do is they move out all the bad people and they remodel the area, the property, and then they mark the property up to get a different demographic in there to change the face of the neighborhood.
Okay.
Which in turn takes away the resources and opportunities for the lower income families.
Now, I don't know about you, but I mean, just in case of everybody out there, if you all are not familiar with Chicago is famous for one specific project. I mean, of course, we can go down the line, Taylor's and, all of this, but everybody knows about Cabrini Green.
Cabrini, absolutely.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that, Cabrini Green was also, a wasteland of drugs, gangs, you know what I'm saying?
Girl X.
Oh.
It was a really...
The little boy getting shot in the head on his way to school, walking with his mama. They called it the Fortress because, the mayor moved in and, they bolted all the doors on one end. So they made every building only one way in and one way out, which was absolutely not smart.
As you can see, I'm rolling my sleeves up here. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the reason why is because of this. Man, you know what? Regardless of how rough it was, man, these people cried when they took Cabrini Green down.
Right.
They cried. And some of them said that it wasn't fair. They're like, this is not cool. Like, y'all taking us away from our home. Mm-hmm. This is our home. So, and this just happened in Baltimore. Okay. Right now it's going on in Detroit.
Okay.
Okay. It's definitely happened in other areas in New York. It's also taking places in certain areas in Atlanta. Portland, Oregon is another place that is taking place in. If anybody know about Oregon, about Portland, it's one spot that's going to be forever associated with African Americans, and that's Alberta. Like I don't care. It's a Black street.
Okay.
That's how it is in my town too, in the city of Elgin. If you live on Ann Street or Gifford Street or Hickory Place or Fremont, you live in the hood. Mm-hmm. Black people always live. I mean, it's becoming more integrated now,
right?
But for the most part,
it's a Black street.
That's the Black streets.
We have those,
right? Okay, so what's going on in Aurora?
Same thing. It's same thing that where there was definitely lower income if you lived in certain um, uh, projects. Eastwood, shout out to Eastwood, where I grew up.
What up, Eastwood? Okay.
Westwood. There's just so many of them, and they're now trying to do away with some of them.
Here's where we as African Americans need to start to be a part of this process. Okay. And the reason why is because, regardless of what or how poor the community was, we carried it for so long.
Right.
True.
We carried it for so long.
True. Very true.
You know what I mean? But here's what's really going on. One of the main reasons why gentrification happens is because of lack of home ownership.
You're right.
Yes.
Because if they own the homes, people can't just come in and just move them around.
Right. You can't sell my home.
Not that easily.
Not so fast.
Not that easily. I'm not saying it can't be done, but not that easily.
Well, okay. Okay, great. Not that easily. But I'm going to put you all on a term later, and we're going to get deeper into gentrification and exactly what it means. But what I'm saying is this. If you have homeowners in this area, right, and these homeowners are paying taxes, and the taxes go to the city, and the city's job is to do what? Is to keep the streets up.
You're right.
Is to put police officers on the road, to reinvest in new schools and education.
Back into that community.
Right. So when we go on the south side, just for an example, and we know that almost in every African American community is 40% unemployment.
Wow.
40% unemployment, and home ownership is probably maybe 15 to 20%. Right. Then you know what? People can be pushed around.
You're right.
Can be pushed around.
I was in real estate for 14 years.
Okay.
And I ran across so many African American people that were so afraid of that purchasing process. They think it's just the most unimaginable. There's no way in the world I'll ever be able to own a home. I don't even know what it takes, and I'm scared to ask someone. And every time I got someone through that process, a brand new owner, a first time homeowner, that's what made me proud to be a realtor.
I'm gonna let you know why it's so important that we need to take a part in the gentrification process. And this is real important. Y'all pay attention to this. Memphis just had a mudslide. There was just a drought. A couple years ago, and the whole state of Georgia, it got so bad. And you know what? I'm not mad at the mayor. He did but he prayed to God that it would rain. Louisiana, in my hometown, Bastrop, Louisiana, just flooded. And California, they are predicting that the whole state may pull apart and float into the Pacific Ocean. So guess what? Guess where that leaves the most amount of land? Right here in the Midwest.
Right.
So guess what? When we look at a place like Gary, Indiana, where it is nothing out there but space and opportunity.
Sure.
And
a lot of places in Indiana.
If anybody knows anything about Gary, and here's the main reasons why I'm saying that. Guess what? Gary's lakefront is just as beautiful as Chicago's.
Yeah, it really is. But I got, you know what I'm saying? Earlier, I just, you know what I'm saying, I gave shout out to my homie Big Vin, you know what I'm saying, just passed away. That's where his people from.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And Gary itself, you know what I'm saying, if you look at Gary, I mean, it is like super duper run down. But what people don't know is that at one point in time, it was at the top of the food chain when it came down to like steel mills.
Places like Gary.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Places like Gary, Indiana. Places like not exactly Cairo, but East St. Louis.
Right.
Other areas was part of what's called a steel belt.
Right.
The steel belt basically means that, you know what, the top import and export at the time was steel.
Right.
So these communities, they actually were formed, and then once that plastic came through, bye.
Okay.
I
mean, like hundreds of thousands of people are moving from these cities
and losing jobs.
But here's what's going on though. Weather is going to be the main. Watch it. It may not happen now. It may not happen 15 or 20 years from now. But it will happen. You know what? Look here. If you can imagine what Cleveland, Ohio would look like if somebody just came and just said, well, you know what? Hey, say for instance, One Bank or Seaway Bank or any of these African-American banks that was out there and said, you know what? Regardless of what your credit score is, At this point in time, you know what? We're going to take a chance on you at 7%. That's 4% higher
Than the going rate.
We're going to take advantage of you, and you could be in a home today. Because one thing for sure is there's never been a short on rent being paid in the African American community.
On the real. On the real.
We pay rent.
They'll stay in the same place.
In the same
for 20
place for
years,
right.
paying the rent. Them paid that house off twice.
Right.
So as a result of this, once and this ties completely in, because once African Americans, once we get somewhere and we feel a sense of being, then guess what? We want to stay there, and now this is when we start to reinvest because we have a sense of ownership.
Right.
There is so many areas right now that is going for pennies on the dollar. Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn has always been known to be African American. Harlem,
Bed-Stuy, do or die.
was always known to be African American, but these people they're not being pushed out. It's other coming in and taking and investing. It's not something that they're doing. They just see that this could be a money making opportunity.
Absolutely. Harlem is prime real estate.
Right.
Has been back in the day.
Yeah, like seriously. Last time I went to New York was probably maybe 2005, and even then, just how mixed the neighborhood was in Harlem. Like it was nothing, because I had went probably 10 years before that. You rode through Harlem, it was what it was.
Yes.
It was Harlem. It was the largest African American concentration in the country.
Right.
That's just what Harlem is. Now, not so much.
Right.
I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna give you three scenarios. Three good scenarios.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you picture. You know what? I mean, I'm not exactly sure if you're into this, but you were part of the conversation. So picture all of us. We are, and just imagine this. We are, we're walking through the Blue Flame. We're in Atlanta.
Okay.
Next thing you know, we see Young Thug come through the club. He make it rain for 20,000.
Okay.
Just like that. We see Future come through. He put another 20,000 down. We see Andre 3000 come through. And just because he is who he is, the stripper say, you know what, I don't even want this. She throw it back at 3,000.
Wow.
One of the coolest dudes in the world, by the way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. So, you know what? Imagine if now we going to kick it up a notch. Imagine if we in LA. We at one of the hottest strip clubs. Man, you know what? We see the Game and his guys come through. We see Rihanna come through. We see Drake come through.
Right.
And they like.
Okay.
And guess what? Guess where else we go? We go straight out to Idaho.
Huh?
On the borderline of Wyoming. And we see someone who has not been fully developed, but she probably about 27 years old.
Right.
And she working the pole, though. She working the pole. Which one of these people do y'all think gonna get the most money?
I think I'm gonna go with the Idaho.
I'm gonna go with A.
You are correct, sir. The strippers per capita who are making the most money are located on the borderline of Idaho, Wyoming, and South Dakota. And the reason why is because
so crazy.
But here's what's really going on, though. The reason why is because they had investors come through and they know that it's oil, or they started mining out there.
Okay.
And as a result of that, the people that were coming were from out of town.
Okay.
Mind you, this is a ghost town. They just built this up.
Right.
Some billionaire, came out there and just started throwing stacks. And before you know it, it's like a town.
That makes
So
Right.
now they built a Walmart out there. They did it all. And then, of course, some savvy individual who known that they needed some type of entertainment said, you know what, let's open up a strip club and start selling beer and shots. And these people are making
minimum.
probably about $45 an hour. So it's nothing for them to tip
Absolutely
a stripper. Now, bringing this back to our community, we got Magic Johnson, who is one of the most richest black people in the world.
One of the most smartest.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm not calling Magic out. You know what I'm saying?
You better not. Because Magic, you know what I'm saying? Because Magic got answers for you.
And I understand it. And Magic, and to Magic's credit, Magic has been a part of gentrification processes.
Right. Absolutely.
He has. But what I want someone to do is to really come to one of these areas that we have called our own for so long and say, you know what? Hey, look, I'm doing this. I'm going to make an investment, not give anybody nothing. I'm going to make an investment, not to say, you know what, we're going to put you in this home,
Right.
you know, because that's only one part of it. Because if they get in the home, how they going to maintain it? We're going to actually, you know what? I have a Pepsi company, and I'm going to put this company right here. This is how you all get this money.
It's funny that you said that. I mean, not that he didn't actually put a business into the neighborhood, but that's something that T.I. has been doing since he's actually been into the industry. He might have been doing it beforehand, you know what I'm saying, to kind of hide some of his money, but you know what I'm saying, I know for a fact that since he's been in the industry, what he would do, he would just go to like places and buy row houses, and you know what I'm saying, he would kind of put, you know what I mean, not like granite, you know what I'm saying, like granite countertops and you know what I'm saying, and hardwood floors, and his thought process behind it was, you know, some of these people just ain't never lived good before.
Right.
Even though it's the hood, they still can live good.
Hey, and check this out. For everybody that's out there, this is how we get down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Tune in next week, you know, to Virtual Hustle. But if you're tuning in right now, we definitely do appreciate it on intellectual.com or go to the what app, to the Sparker or to the speaker? Spreaker. I got to say it one more time, Calypso. Okay, hold on.
Who?
Calypso.
Who?
Calypso. My bad.
He said, Colossus.
He called me Colossal.
I did not call you Colossal. Hold on.
Not what you call
know
a
what,
woman.
low key, she, you know what, she got some on her mind out there. But hey, back to what we was talking about. We appreciate y'all tuning in. You know what, we've been checking the views. We're gonna also be posting some things up on YouTube so you guys can follow us. And I want you all to follow me at Rome77 on Twitter. You could also go to my Facebook page at Jerome Thornton. That's it. You know, what's your social media?
I am Quita Calypso with a Q Pinson on Facebook. I am Calypso with a Q _ the goddess on Instagram.
Okay. Tad, what you got?
I am Photos by Tajuddin, TADJUDEEN, and that is at Instagram, that is at Twitter, and that is at Facebook. And I got a Tumblr too, and I'll be blogging on, you know, do a little food blog here and there.
Yeah, you know, the Monday night food sessions we be doing, it be going down to, we be, you know what I'm saying, we be in the northwest suburbs, all over Chicago, visiting some of the best restaurants that you ever seen. We also actually do food prep.
A little left out.
We also do actually food prep for Linda's Country Cupboard, you know, just to show the actual versatility.
Jabs, huh?
Just to show the versatility of the actual relish, you know. So shout out to everybody that's over there in Oak Park. Justin Allen, we see you. Hello, Miss Linda. Hello, Markeisha. Hello, Mark. Hey, you know what I'm saying? These are my people. You know what I'm saying? They're really, really good friends of mine. But back to what we were speaking about in regards to gentrification. Sometimes, even if you are an actual owner and you have the actual ownership, there's something that's called eminent domain.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna put you all on something. Basically, eminent domain means that a city or any type of organization that's doing something for the city could actually take over the property for you. They could take that property from you legally if it's for the best interest of that place or area.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. So you mean to tell me that I done bought me a property and I didn't paid off my 30-year mortgage, and now just because you want to put a Starbucks at the end of my block, you think you can tear my house down because my house actually is needed for the parking lot? You know what I'm saying?
Prime example. As a matter of fact, and I keep shouting out Portland, Oregon, but eminent domain is going to be taking place in the city of Portland, Oregon. They're going to be building, I think it's some type of store, you know, that provides fresh food and different things such as that. And as a result of that, they're going to be tearing some things down, you know, on the corner of Alberta. You know what I'm saying? So, but just to make things plain and clear, hopefully you all go to that city council meeting and block that, by the way. But just to make it plain and clear, just where we're at here in Elgin, before Sherman Hospital moved over there on Randall, if you ever noticed, Tad, when you went to Sherman Hospital, there was a house on the actual parking lot.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
They exercised eminent domain with this guy, and he refused to move. So guess what they did?
They built around them.
On life they did.
Yeah. They really did.
On life they did.
It's a house on It's next to Garfield School. They had to tear down. Like four or six houses, and it's a blue house. I could take it to you right now.
Now,
Dude, like he was not going. He was just like, nah, y'all go tear the Joker down. I'm gonna be on the inside. Holla at me.
look. Now, here's another
And
example.
they never tore it down.
Here's another example of this. The O'Hare Airport, which is one of the coolest airports in the world, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like when you travel in airports like Dallas and Houston, you begin to appreciate the simplicity of O'Hare Airport. And like to the normal people out there that don't travel a lot,
Right.
I promise you, hey, shout out to the people that designed O'Hare. But it was a big thing though, because guess what? O'Hare was doing what? They were expanding a couple years back. And guess what they did? They exercised eminent domain on a lot of people, but they also did it on a grave site.
Yeah, I remember that.
know
I
that.
do remember that. And it was an issue, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because people was feeling like O'Hare was disrespecting the dead for the
Right.
most part.
I did not know that.
So check this out. So let's go ahead and wrap this up in regards to what's going on. So do you see why we need to have our pulse on what's going on in our community?
Oh yeah.
So when these things are put up, it's not as though that we're blindsided about it. We're just not getting the actual information. So when we say, you know what, hey man, it's about 9 houses over there. It's about 9 houses over there. Let's see what we could do. I want to ask everybody this question out here. What's one wealthy or properly maintained neighborhood, African-American neighborhood in the United States?
One
African
African-American,
One African-American properly maintained neighborhood in the United States.
I would want to say Hyde Park, but it's not so much African-American anymore. So I mean, that would be my guess, Hyde Park.
The only one that I would say that I knew of, that I heard of, was when Tom Joyner was doing radio and they had like the Maserati car wash and everybody was flossing and they was living in Charlotte, North Carolina. Like I'm an old school Tom Joyner fan. So you know what I'm saying? Like he used to, you know what I'm saying? He used to be putting it out there. We don't have any.
We don't. It's if you have to think that hard.
And go back that far.
Yes.
I mean, no disrespect to like Tom Joyner or anything, but
Shout out to Tom Joyner, by the way.
Absolutely.
I mean, like he ain't even really been in radio in a minute, or he's been more a nationwide syndication show. Like,
Right.
If you got to go back that far, it's a problem.
I'm talking about Caribbean Queen go back way far. I'm talking about Billy Ocean. You know what I'm talking about? Hey. Shout out to Uncle John. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Uncle John. Hey, my uncle used to love Billy Ocean. And when Tom Joyner was coming on, we was living in Lightwood, Louisiana. And every morning we would get up before school and listen to Tom Joyner. And that's how, you know what I'm saying, I first he gave me an idea of what I thought the African-American community looked like. But now since we saying this with these gentrification things, guys, we got a lot of work to do.
We have a ton of work to do.
Yes.
And we have a lot of coattails to be pulled and be like, you know what? Can you stop talking and actually get out here and start doing something? Like, you know what? It's a lot of people that's out here overworked and you just sitting over there talking. Can you
do something?
do something?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Colosso, what's I did that on purpose. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and actually, you know what? I did this on purpose too. For all, for all the people out there, usually, my head is like, really, really, really all the way shiny. You know what I'm talking about? You see that right there? You see it?
Uh-huh.
That's that window.
Man, when I was down in Dallas, Texas, shout out to Trigger Fitzroy, my man Alexander, Shantez Jackson, we down there, we chilling, we at the Avenue, it's a ratchet spot, but I'm from the hood, so I can handle that. And I didn't shave properly. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just gonna go down there, hang with the guys, and I'm gonna give me a haircut by Vinny Vegas out there in Straub City when I get back. Next thing I know, the grade store showing up, and the little shorties, little dudes store coming up. You cool, old school? You cool? Old school. Old school. I'm like, hey. But they, they recognize it. They was like, man, you know what? You seem pretty comfortable up in here. What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, man, I'm cool. But that I'm saying this to say that, you know what, don't get caught out there like me at the club and somebody call you old school. You know what? If you in Portland, Oregon, guess what you got to do?
Go to Geneva.
Hey!
What that's at? What that's at?
Man, that's 5403 Martin Luther King Drive, or you could go to www.geneva.net to get all information to check out what type of styles they got and actually meet some of the stylists and barbers. So we're going to go ahead and pay some bills at this point in time, and we'll be right back. Don't touch that dial, and thanks for tuning in to Virtual Hustle on IntellectualRadio.com.
All right. Yes.
Years of experience making great relishes that are good for you and your family. Don't settle at Sunday dinner. Your taste buds and your family will thank you after they eat Linda's homemade tomato relish, or the chow chow, or even the cranberry pear. It just tastes great. And did we mention how good it was for you and your loved ones? All their products are made from all natural ingredients. They're non-GMO and they're gluten-free. Keep it local, keep it fresh, and keep things within our community. Join Linda's family as they celebrate tradition this holiday. Visit them online at lindas-countrycovered.com or purchase the products at any one of the 70 fresh grocers that they do business in Chicagoland. Linda's Country Covered. It's so good, it's addicting.
What does family tradition mean to you?
Linda's Country Covered has over 100 years of experience making great relishes that are good for you and your family. Don't settle at Sunday dinner. Your taste buds and your family will thank you after they eat Linda's homemade tomato relish, or the chow chow, or even the cranberry pear. It just tastes great. And did we mention how good it was for you and your loved ones? All their products are made from all natural ingredients. They're non-GMO and they're gluten-free. Keep it local, keep it fresh, and keep things within our community. Join Linda's family as they celebrate tradition this holiday. Visit them online at lindas-countrycovered.com or purchase the products at any one of the 70 fresh grocers that they do business in Chicagoland. Linda's Country Covered. It's so good, it's addicting.
I'm telling you love, me, love me, ain't never did shit for me. No, 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 because little scars, yes, and bittersweet memories. I used to believe love deserved a chance, but to my dismay, I turned out to be a victim of emotional circumstance. To dance with hearts on sleeves and sweet romance. To love and everything for which it stands. I'm telling you love, me, love me, ain't never did shit for me. No, 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 because little scars, yes, and bittersweet memories. Justice for the lonely and bitter ones who gave their all, expect the only loyalty, respect and trust, dedicated to the women and the men who wild out and let them things bust, bang, bang, bang. I'm telling you love, me, love me, ain't never did shit for me. No, 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 battle scars, yes, and bittersweet memories. I could care less if love ever found its way back to me. No, no, no. I ain't here to judge. Ain't no love, ain't no trust, ain't no us. No love, no trust, no us, no love. If it ever came back again, L-O-V-E.
Thanks again for everybody tuning in. I'm not exactly sure if people are familiar with who Pink is.
I love Pink.
Okay.
Yes, I love Pink too.
To me, one of the most talented artists that we've seen, I would say like within the last 20 years. I mean, she makes great music. I mean, great dance music. And Pink is, I mean, this woman is beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, this next person that I'm going to speak about, you know, maybe a lot of people don't know. She came up with a phrase, mix a down with a country Bama or something like that. What did she say? Beyonce, y'all.
Yes.
Beyonce. You know, her father's from Houston, her mother's from Alabama. So if you mix that, you got a country Bama.
Right.
Right.
You know, and you know, she was a part of the formation thing and all of that. And Beyonce is also beautiful.
Very.
You know, and what's been going on throughout Beyonce's whole career. I mean, you know, at sometimes, you know, she has really, when she was performing, you know, wore some very, very, I think, how should I say this? Tailored outfits to fit her physique.
Yes. Revealing.
Tailored.
Yes.
Right.
Perfect.
Tailored.
But now, the other person I'm going to speak about also is beautiful. Probably quite as not as talented. You know, we know that you can't sing, but you're beautiful and you're intelligent. And you're probably from this, well, not probably, you are from probably about the same background that all of us in the room are from, you know, because you're from, you know, I think it's North, right?
Okay.
Amber Rose has actually.
And I was going. It's crazy that you keep saying that she's from Philly, because for her to be bashing Pink from Philly also.
I mean, I didn't want to put that out there, but I'm going somewhere with this. Amber Rose,
come on, bring it in.
Is basically, she came at Beyonce, you know, quote unquote, the Beehive, because when you talk to Beyonce, you're talking to about 65 million other people. But she said that Beyonce and Pink is no different from Kim Kardashian and her, because when they're on stage, they actually dress the way that they dress, and they look revealing.
Okay.
Kim Kardashian, of course, we know, did an actual sex tape with Ray J.
Right.
You know, I mean, we know that she consented to it.
And that's what put on, real talk.
Right. Yes. Amber Rose, we know, is a Instagram model. And, you know, one day Kanye West was sitting down and, you know, he came, you know, that came across his actual Instagram page and he inboxed her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then from there, you know,
it goes down in the DM.
Yeah.
It goes down.
I mean, me, myself, personally, when I look at Amber Rose, I mean, when I saw her, to me, you know what I saw? I saw a woman that had fashion. I saw a woman that was cool. I saw a woman that was smart. I saw a woman that could actually hold her own in the actual celebrity world.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody can't fit into that. You know what I'm saying? Like me, myself, personally, I'm cool enough that if I go to Hollywood, you know, I'm going to be, you know, able to navigate. Some people just say, you know what, man, I'm just a small town person. That's for them. It's too much for me. I can't do it.
Yeah, I feel that way. Like like me being in Hollywood and all the attention and the paparazzi and stuff. Yeah, I would be flipping out. I would really be punching photographers in their face. I'd be doing all that. Real talk.
Okay, so now, what has brought Amber Rose back to the center of attention is because she was on the Rev Run show and Tyree's show.
Right.
Okay, and they were talking about actually she dressed and how men should look at her.
Okay.
or how men look at her. To me, that was petty for them to actually go there, but they did. So from there, she started, or she had been running this campaign of what's called slut shaming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, slut shaming is basically how a woman actually interacts with the public and other people in regards to her sexuality, how hyper she is, or over hyperly sexual she is.
Okay.
And Amber thinks that in a real world, that person that is over sexual should get the same respect as an actual conservative woman. Because at the end of the day, they're both women.
Right.
And that's what she had to remind the Beehive, that she was speaking about sexism and classism. And this is why I say that Amber Rose is really, really smart, because she's teeter-tottering exactly what is acceptable, how a man should actually interact with a woman, and how he shouldn't actually judge her by her body. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, and she also, slut shaming also says that this could go both ways. Females also, slut shame other females as well.
Sure. They
Oh,
want to
yeah,
pull the
definitely.
spotlight off of them and put it on somebody else.
Right. So first of all, what do you all feel about that?
In terms of Amber Rose's statement about what Beyonce or Pink wear on stage, those are costumes. Those are performing. That's the outfits in a performance sense. That is not their everyday wardrobe that they wear out into the general public. Whereas the likes of Kim Kardashian and maybe not even so much, but Amber Rose, that's something that they wear on a normal daily basis to go outside, like their bodies are their livelihood, because what else do they have to offer?
Well, in actuality, I'm gonna keep it real. To me, myself personally, I think Kim Kardashian is a very smart and calculated woman. A lot of people may say this and that, about her. Yes, she did make a mistake when she made a sex tape. Okay, but let's be honest.
No, the mistake that she made was capitalizing off of the sex tape that
Okay.
that she made.
Okay,
When she actually had this encounter with the celebrity who has a famous sister and who's really in a famous family, and she capitalized off of that, and she got a paper and had the nerve to be that's what she did.
I think Kim's mom is the smart one. I don't think she is.
Okay,
I agree with you there.
That's just my opinion, right? Because everyone knows that without Kim, there is no Kardashian brand. She makes the brand move. So I'm not saying that. And you know what else? Guess what? Right now, Kim Kardashian is married with 2 kids.
Right.
And she's in a, what some would call a twisted dark fantasy in Kanye West's album. But I'm just saying though, she's in a
right.
You caught that? But anyway, she's married. Amber Rose is not out sleeping with every guy she sees. She's not. What
Do we know that?
I know that.
You do?
Yes.
Oh.
And the reason why I know this is because I'm an Amber Rose fan. You know what I'm saying? I really am.
Why?
Who? I just told you why earlier. Amber Rose, I mean, as far as like, she just started to like do all these twerking videos and everything like that. I mean, really and truly, if anybody could ever think and look at Kanye West's career, when he was with Amber Rose, he made some of the best.
The first day I saw Amber Rose, Taylor Swift, you all good, but I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce got the best video of all time. That was the first time I'd ever seen Amber Rose.
Oh no!
Night.
Oh no! I'm talking about.
So if you want my honest opinion, Kanye made her famous.
I'm talking about.
Why he had to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm talking about. If people want to keep it real, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real here. Like, don't y'all remember when Kanye West and Amber Rose, when they was in France and they was out there in the Gucci, they was on the runway and they clown and they tell them to get off the stage. They out there balling out, pouring champagne on the stage. Like, to me, as far as like what I like or what I'm into, if I'm with somebody like that, they was in Hollywood, when they was in Hollywood West, tour of Hollywood, they made it cool for you to actually be in California and go to Hollywood and go to LA again. You know what I'm saying? To me,
I wouldn't say that. I would not say that.
But I'm still stuck on the fact that you just are so certain that she is not doing these things that you think Kim is doing.
Well,
she might carry herself in a different way, but we don't know.
Well, number one is that, you know what I'm saying, when you live in, you know what I'm saying, when you live in, or when you this famous, you know what I'm saying, like when you can type in Amber Rose's name and like 55 things are gonna come up. Whoever she's sleeping with, TMZ is gonna know because the paparazzi is always behind her. She lives her life publicly. There's no way possible that she's gonna be able to like keep who she's sleeping with a secret.
Right.
It's just not gonna happen. Something is gonna leak out. You know, I'm not gonna say 100%. You know what, I will, because I gotta say, you know, I'm 175% sure that this woman is not out here just sleeping with random dudes. Here's what the problem is. Because guess what? She was just married, and she has a child.
Right.
Guess what? She is not speaking about herself in so many words. She's speaking about other women.
Okay.
Letting them know that, hey, you know what? This is okay. You could actually conduct yourself like this, and people should respect you for doing this. I think this is my problem.
My thing is this. I think it's all about how she's carrying herself. I mean, if a woman is highly sexual and she's out and that's just how she is, I mean, I wouldn't down a woman for that. But if that same woman who's highly sexual is still putting twerking videos out on Instagram every day, then I'm going to look at that highly sexual woman a little bit different than the highly sexual woman that just got up and went to work. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I agree with that, Tad.
The 50 Shades of Grey chick, you know what I mean? Like, she's over here jumping out the window doing all types of things, but she wasn't over here Facebooking homie in the bed later.
But
you know what I mean?
She looks like a regular old homely girl.
And was, you know what I'm saying? Right. G for it. Was straight G for it. But I personally think
again, though, hold on. But again, we got to be real careful here because we're talking about the term slut shaming.
Okay.
Let me just look this up. And I'm just gonna read.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and look up what you're gonna look. What I was gonna say is that as far as what she was saying, how many individuals that we know Beyonce has been with? One individual, Jay-Z. How many people do we know Pink has been with? One individual. He's a motocross driver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought Tress.
Both of them.
I thought Tress was with Pink at one point, but okay.
No, dude actually been with her for they've actually been together the whole time she's actually been in at her career. Now, said that to say this: how many people have we seen Amber Rose? You know what I'm saying?
Like, name somebody. Okay.
Kanye.
I name Kanye.
He went to Wiz Khalifa.
And then Nick Cannon.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, quote unquote, possibly Nick Cannon. Mind you, hold on, before you say that, her and Kanye was probably together about 7 years.
Huh?
About 6 or 7 years, man. They was together for a minute.
And no one never seen this girl until I'm gonna let you finish, Day.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that's my thing. I'd never seen her. Then all of a sudden Kanye, you know what I'm saying, brings her to the VMAs, and she got famous because she left Kanye. Like, let's be real. And you know what I'm saying? It comes, and you know what I'm saying, to another point, if Pink puts fully clothed, you know what I'm saying, puts on a whole, you know what I'm saying, she's fully clothed, if Beyonce is fully clothed, they still can go out there and they have a talent. It's something that they doing.
Exactly.
What is Amber Rose's talent? Twerking.
That's it. She's a beautiful She's
woman. Not a model, she's a stripper.
But check this out. Here's what I'm saying. Hey, shout out to everybody getting that money out there on Instagram. You know, I'm not hating on Amber Rose. I'm not.
No,
and I don't think that we are either. I don't think that we are
either.
What I'm saying is that at this point in time, Amber Rose is who she is. Okay. She got millions of dollars in her pocket. So she won't be hurting, and there's not going to be anything that's really going to happen to her from what her actions are. It is little girls out very, very impressionable, right? That are very, very impressionable, and they want to do what? They're listening, and now they want to know, well, you know, how can I explore my sexuality? How can I, basically be hyperactive?
But like you said, they're impressionable. So now they over here like, well, it's okay for me to shake my boo-boo so I can get me a couple of dollars.
Exactly.
And all I gotta do is, want to cross me a famous rapper or basketball player
You're
and get
right.
this money.
Now do you guys see my point?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. My thing is like, I would rather my daughter being impressed by the Beyonce
with the sexy outfit on.
With the sexy outfit on, because Beyonce may be quote unquote overweight, according to some people. Or Pink. Like, have you seen her live show? I'm saying? The acrobatics, saying?
Yeah.
That she's doing?
Pink is cold.
Man.
I mean,
like that alone right there, she ain't even gotta sing anymore.
Exactly.
Okay, so now here's what I'm saying. Obviously, we all agree that there's something wrong with this. Correct? I'm just gonna read you guys something from Teen Vogue.
Okay.
Hey, for all of you people out there, if y'all on the block, don't get it twisted because I'm reading an article from Teen Vogue. just letting you know. Okay.
Disclaimer.
Right.
Disclaimer.
Okay. It says 5 things that we learned about people. This was a movie or people that they interviewed in what's called a slut documentary.
Mm-hmm.
That too many people have sex before they're ready. Victims blaming is offensive to both men and women.
Okay.
Positive or posting selfies is a sign of successful learning social rules, and women are punished for it. Women slut shame other women because they are afraid of being slut shamed themselves. And
I agree with that.
And lastly, people still don't understand what consent is. So now, since we're talking about this, do you see how this goes in different levels?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm going to make an example for you. This last one, in regards to consent, if you see somebody, let's just say if you know it used to be this woman and she did dress provocative. She did. That doesn't mean, and you know what, she was a little loose. She was a promiscuous woman.
Okay.
She wasn't disrespectful.
Promiscuous hair.
Oh man, that's a trap. Roses up. Hey, but anyway, she was a promiscuous woman. Meaning that, you know what? She had multiple sexual partners. She did. But she carried herself like a woman, but, she showed a little cleavage. And every now and again, you can see, she wore the pants back in the 80s with the, like with the little cuts right here. And we like, ooh, we see a little skin. But just because a woman is able to have sex with multiple partners, that does not mean that a man, or in this day and age, or a woman should be able to take that and says, well, you know what? You're giving it up to everybody. Let me help myself to this.
You're absolutely right.
That's a part of the slut shaming. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Right. I don't agree with that at all.
I'm just saying, and when these women get raped, guess who society, quote unquote, points the finger at? They don't point the finger at this thirsty dude who needs to, be whooped with barbed wire, and have alcohol and gas poured on.
They're looking at her history and her sexual encounters and how promiscuous she is, and if this is something that's normal for her, and the likelihood that she probably did want it, but did she really say no? Right.
And even when it comes down to like rape cases, a good lawyer will get all that like thrown out. Or a good lawyer will be like, you can't come in and say things like she wanted it and she was promiscuous and she was a slut and she was asking for it, and look how she like some of those things, because it really bashes the victim, even though some of these things may be true.
Sure.
But I mean, you just can't go in and like it's defamation, so to speak, even if we don't even know their character.
Now, I guess the next thing we need to focus on. Is actually Jada Pinkett had came out, okay, and she had made an actual very, very powerful statement, and she checked a lot of women. And the reason why she checked a lot of women, and she checked a lot of women and men, but the reason why she checked a lot of women was because of the sex trade. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm an Amber Rose fan. So if anybody knows anything about Amber Rose, at one point in time, she was a part of the sex trade. You know what I'm saying? Sex trade could be, quote unquote, and she was abused. But Jada Pinkett stated that, women at this point in time need to actually stand up and actually be more respectful toward themselves, because look at what we're reduced to in regards to being valuable. And the only thing that a lot of people view us as being valuable for is actually just being promiscuous and having sex.
But but the men have to take ownership of that too, because just because that's how the woman is dressing, if you want to have your own respect for yourself as a man, you don't have to go that route. You don't have to go after that woman.
In the words of the late great Tupac, I hate to sound sleazy, but tease me. I don't want it if it's that easy. Like really, if a woman is gonna sit there and just go out pretty much half dressed, you are really, really, really inviting trouble, if you personally ask me. I mean, not saying that you are going out there like, oh, please rape me or anything of that nature. It's just that when you were putting that outfit on, you was like, I'm gonna hurt him in the club tonight. And you really did. Not saying that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like you shouldn't dress the way that you want to because in fear of being raped. What I'm saying is know what you're getting into. Like you knew what it was. Like you knew what you was doing when you put that outfit on.
But why does it have to be about anything sexual? A lot of women with nice shapes really just want to just love the fact that they can accentuate that they are holding it together, pulling together. I'm going to be 42 next month, and I think that I can pull off some outfits that some of these young girls can, not that I will
Let's
wear.
go, Colosso. Okay.
Who?
Calypso, I'm sorry.
Okay, just a second. But I'm just saying, like, not that I'm going to the extremes, but the fact that I'm proud that I'm still able to pull it together. That doesn't mean that I'm going out inviting everything in.
Here's what's going
just
on.
Working in, I'm going to cut you off, but just working in the clubs, though, I've actually seen some of these younger ladies like go to the extreme. Like,
of course, we're not saying it doesn't happen.
Here's what's going on, and this is me personally of what I think. Do I think Amber Rose has a point here? Definitely. I think that all men should respect a woman, period. But at the same time, as I always say, if you turn race car backwards, at the same time, it's still going to spell race car. So in regards to this, if you're overly and hyperly sexual, and this is what you want to do, you want to explore your sexuality, just know that everybody's not going to be comfortable with what you're doing.
bingo.
Right.
And you can't make people accept this when they
right.
call you different things that's been known.
Sure.
We know what the term slut means.
Right?
Right. So when you're saying slut shaming, it is shame in being a slut. Let's be honest.
It's that just in itself.
I mean, we can't. You know what, Amber? I love you, sweetheart. I really, really do. And I hope that one day that we're going to be out in Vegas and we're going to have a really, really good time. But I can only ride so far with you in regards to this subject. We have to bring it back down. And here's the reason why. Because there is an entire generation of women that actually, specifically African-American women, young women, about 57% that are on social media sites every single day. So when you come out and you say something like this, and you say that, you know what, that this slut shame campaign is going on, we as concerned people have to stop you and say, hold on, you're doing too much. Like, fall off, because you're impressing young minds. And you know what? Let's be honest. If I'm a dad, I don't want to see my daughter out there, quote unquote, saying she hyperly sexual. You know what? I'm finna hyperly sexual you with this belt.
Or something.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, something's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not comfortable. Me myself as a man, you know what I'm saying? I'm not comfortable. I don't want to see my cousins out there saying, well, you know what? Yeah, you know, I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? I slept with a dude this week. I'm finna sleep with another dude this week. And then, you know what? She, you know what I'm saying? She just walking around, you know what I'm saying? Every single day acting this way.
Right.
No. Like, or maybe I'm missing the point.
No, I don't think you're missing. You're absolutely right. That's not necessarily welcome, but there's a huge. So,
Okay. You know
Yes, that I agree with you on that. There's
Right
definitely
now-
a huge double standard.
right now, you know what, for everybody that's tuning in, you know what I'm saying, we definitely do appreciate it. Check this out. Hey, if you want your business advertised the same way that we were consistent with London's Country Cupboard and the same way that we were consistent with Geneva's, as you can see, these people are definitely, or these businesses, they're definitely getting the rate of return. If you're a music artist, if you're an actual business owner,
right.
if you're doing anything that's cool and you want to link up with us, you know what? Hit my line at 224-806-0438.
We got a seat right here for him.
Absolutely. And you know what? And you know what? If you all can't come here,
Right.
we'll come to you. We're gonna be broadcasting live from Geneva's in Portland, Oregon, May
Yes.
1st. Okay. And we're gonna talk about all the cool things, you know what I'm saying, that's going on, because Portland definitely have a great town. I think it's one of the treasures of America. But anyway, before we actually go ahead and move forward, do you all have anything else to say?
I just really want to shout out IntellectualRadio.com for giving us this
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Thank you
I
so
don't think
much.
I don't think we shout them out enough. If you want the honest truth, you know what I'm saying. So I just want to take the time to do that.
You waited to the end of the show to say that, fam?
Yep, I sure
He
did.
wanted that to
I sure
stay in
did.
their minds.
I want
Okay.
when the show. This is the last thing I want y'all to remember. Oh yeah, by the way, IntellectualRadio.com. You know what I'm saying? That need to stay in your brain.
Okay. You know what? I want to give a shout out to my main man, Young Smalls out there in Portland, to my homie G Wayne out there in Strop City.
And I just want to give a shout out to my son. I miss him.
Okay, that's what's happening.
I haven't seen him in a few days.
Hey, I want to let everybody know, man, you know what? I don't care what's going on with you and your personal life and your family, man. It's nothing like family. You know, you always have to ride and stick together with your family, man. You know what I'm saying? Faith and family before everything. The money, you know what I'm saying, will come. Of course, education comes, you know what I'm saying, after all of that. But faith and family is what's really, really going to keep us together. I like to thank all of my cousins, all of my people that's out there, and everybody that tuned in tonight to Virtual Hustle. Y'all see how we get down, and we don't play. You know what I'm saying? And we don't bar none. So I'd like to thank y'all again for tuning in. Again, this is Jerome Thornton.
Miss Calypso.
And this is Ted today.
Yes.
And thanks again for tuning in to Virtual Hustle, your view on, or our view on the African American community and world events. Holla.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace, Big Vino.
Until next time.
Indeed.
His cocoa essence is a blessing as he outlines my skin, using his love muscle to tame the savage beast within. His cocoa essence is a blessing as he outlines my skin, using his love muscle to tame the savage beast within.
His stature, style, finesse,
Confidence and sway,
he is the definition
of all in one bag.
If he was my banger,
He'd be my 38 mag.
a perfect gentleman.